Welcome to Brain, where we help you build, run, automate, integrate, and navigate the AI world.
Okay, best one yet.
Yeah!
Today, we're going to talk about these and more things, but we're going to tackle AI satellites, how we're using AI with satellites, V-JEPA, a new vision model, physical AI, how it interacts with the real world, and then fun new ChatGPT feature that Dave discovered. I have no idea what it is yet.
Let's go.
Yeah, here we go.
Thank you, Generosity X, for sponsoring this episode. Generosity X partners with charities across North America, across sectors, to help them grow their fundraising programs from acquisition to cultivation to retention, using smarter systems, better testing, and responsible use of data and generative and predictive AI. They believe the future of fundraising is human-centered, data-informed, and thoughtfully powered by AI. Generosity X is proud to support conversations like this one. Build, run, automate, integrate, and navigate.
I like it. I like it. We should put that on the website as like maybe a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool.
So what are we starting with? We want to start with physical. Let's start with physical world.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alphabet buys infrastructure firm Intersect for $4.75 billion. Intersect is not an AI company per se.
Okay.
They build data centers, so they worry about the actual physical construction, heating, cooling, security, power, backups, all that stuff. That's what they worry about.
Okay.
And they've been purchased. So back in I think it was December 2024, Google invested in them $800 million, and then I suppose it got to the point where they're like, you know what? We'll just buy these guys. What's another $4 billion?
That's another cool $4 billion.
Yeah. So they've purchased them, and that really is going to help them to build the infrastructure more efficiently. I think it also kind of takes away a resource from their competitors.
Yeah.
Takes somebody that's really good out of the pool of options for competitors
for sure,
which is really interesting.
Yeah.
And then along those lines of the physical space. Is Caterpillar.
Okay.
They have seen a really interesting surge in their stock value because of providing generators and backup power,
of course,
to these centers.
Yeah.
And so their stock has risen.
I'm assuming a lot. Because, just maintaining infrastructure and capacity for energy would be a huge deal.
It's gone up 62% in 2025. It's now, I looked it up today, it was just over $500 a share. So it's got off a lot.
Yeah.
It's got off a lot.
That's a lot.
And so if you're looking for an opportunity to invest in something that's kind of AI related, but adjacent, there's actually a lot of companies like this that are growing really quickly because they support the data centers.
For sure. Just in general, I was doing some research on hardware chip, but also other hardware manufacturers that have to do with infrastructure, like Cisco Systems and all these others. And in general, the sector for hardware around chips has also increased by over 25% this year.
Wow.
So in the last calendar year, last 12 months, we're in December or in January. Wow, it's
January. It's Happy New Year.
It's Happy New Year.
It's Happy New Year time.
We are in 2026.
Yeah, first one of the new year.
Wow. That's kind of mind-blowing that it just came to me now that we're actually in the new year, but we are.
Yeah, and another big milestone is we planned to run 14 episodes. How many episodes do we plan?
I don't know.
12.
12 episodes is what we planned.
Yeah, and so we are officially past the halfway point.
Wow.
We've welcomed Generosity X as a sponsor for this half of the season, which is very exciting.
Amazing.
And 4 more after this, and then there's going to be some, I guess, reshuffling of the
cast.
We're gonna do some reviews, so do leave us comments though about what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of.
Exactly. Has it been useful? Do you find yourself enjoying it or hating it? Let us know.
Yeah.
It is fascinating that you're talking about physical infrastructure. I have been reading up on this particular discovery that happened in the last month by a company called Fleet Space out of Australia. So they build software for satellites, and they've recently built a model that uses seismic data from seismography around the world to identify the largest ever deposit of lithium in the world. And they did it without any physical access to the space. And it's in Northern Quebec.
That's not surprising. But
No.
Have they verified it?
They verified it.
Okay, so it's not like, well, we found it.
No.
But
so what the way they approached it is they went back and used seismographic information from previous discoveries around lithium basins in the world, and they used that data to identify. And now they then announced that they believe they've found, and they've since used several on the ground providers to actually go and determine whether or not this discovery was real, and they have found it. So it's
amazing.
like, so Canada now, I mean, yay Canada, largest lithium deposit in the world. We are the second largest country in the world, so that kind of makes sense. But it's
there's got to be a lot. Like we all live in the tiny thin little layer in the south.
exactly.
There's got to be a lot
on the
up there.
line
There's
at the
a lot.
bottom.
But way to go, Quebec! Maple syrup and lithium.
Yeah, exactly.
What a combo.
I think they're quite happy about it, in Quebec. So good for you. I love those guys. So I think that we're gonna see a lot more of those kinds of discoveries. There's already a whole bunch of like anecdotal information about how people are using Google Maps data to kind of with AI to discover underground old terrain or I'm trying to think of the word exactly, but it's like ruins and jungles and stuff like that. Like a whole bunch of tools are being used for that now. So and
very
using
interesting.
AI,
and along the lines of research, AstraZeneca announced that they're going to be increasing their use of AI in the upcoming year. This year that we're in now, specifically around clinical trials.
Okay.
So finding ways to make them more efficient, for identifying participants more effectively, making them more patient-centric. They're planning to deploy AI for studies, accelerating site selection, streamlining data interpretation, and automating routine administrative tasks. So huge company. Very, very profit driven, but also doing some good. I would like to believe that they are looking for cures for diseases and that sort of thing. So it's good to see them kind of finding their efficiencies where they can using AI.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is even some of the founders from these big frontier models have said like biology, chemistry, these fields are just rife with opportunity. They're just huge opportunities for us to make discoveries.
And they have been using it for research already. So that was kind of their first logical entry and opportunity was in research. Now they've expanded to the operational sort of side of things.
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of these pharma companies really just trying to become even more efficient. I mean, they're highly profitable entities, generally speaking. We are quite medicated as a population. So, anyways, moving on to other. So, Jan LeCun, he was the head guy at Meta for their AI research. And he's now gone out on his own. It was really big news about a month and a half ago. And I think I may even have mentioned it in a previous show. Well, he's gone on to build, and this might even be the reason why he went on to build thing. They've developed a new AI model called the V-JEPA model, which is it's a totally new kind of AI, and they're calling it the Vision Language Joint Embedding Predictive Architecture. It does not use sequential tokens or language. Instead, it infers meaning from output. So it first assesses the output and determines, oh, what does this end output look like from a meaning perspective? And then it trains on that meaning. And then infers the information without tokenized data. And to be quite honest, I read through the first page of the release paper, and I understood about 4 sentences.
That's great.
Yeah. So I plan to do a lot more research on it, but what it seems to me to be is much closer to how our vision cortex in our brain analyzes and gives meaning to the things around us in the real world. So like we know this as a table because of what it's used for. So the external meaning that we issue to the table, it's not just slab wood with legs on floor. You know what I mean? Like we know.
There's Joel built this table, and there's a fine line between slab of wood with 4 legs and
fair.
table.
Anything I built might be slab wood 4 leg on floor. But the average human brain, what they're doing there is it's actually inferring meaning from its uses outside of itself. Right? And that's what I believe this model is attempting to do. It's like it's actually trained to infer an outputted meaning from the surrounding environment that it's in. And it's all vision based. So
interesting.
Supposedly much faster at getting to like real world results and understanding.
Right. And you're going to unpack that a bit more on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, I'll talk much more about the V-JEPA model.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Cool. And just along the lines of Meta, so they bought a platform called Manus.
Oh, yes. That was huge news.
Yeah, I think it was like $1 billion, 1 or 2 billion, some round number like that.
Yep.
Manus is a consumer-facing AI productivity platform.
Have you used it?
I have not. Did you?
Yeah, I have. It's really good. When it first was announced, people were going like, oh, it's incredible. It really was, I think, the spark that lit up the agentic coding world. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a user base in the millions of paying users.
Yep.
So they're not just buying a product, a platform, the entity there. They're buying all those users, which is really great.
Yeah, super cool. It's a very useful tool as well. It was the first tool that I used that I asked. First of all, there was a really cool user onboarding process in that it was invite only, so it made everyone want to get it. And the way that they deployed this, they promoted it, is there was this one video on Twitter where this guy had maybe like 100 phones, and they were all running Manus agents and coding a project together.
Wow.
And it was like a huge viral sensation when Manus was released. And so we're at a time where like that was less than a year ago.
Yeah.
So that company has gone, it's a Chinese company. They've gone from basically obscurity to billions of dollars and being acquired by Meta in less than a year or just over a year or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Now, speaking of China.
Yep.
So they have had a couple of great robotics things. Last time we spoke about the cattle battery factory robot that was outperforming Optimus in its welding capabilities.
Yep.
Or soldering welding, one of those.
It was like all human function capabilities.
Yeah.
Like it was measured against humans.
Yeah, and somebody pointed out to us in the comments that it's easier to make a robot that does one thing really well than to make a robot that does many things really well. So I'm going to talk about this one thing that they've also learned how to do,
right? Which
is two-handed stitching.
Ooh.
Which is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
I mean. We're humans. We're fairly capable.
Yeah.
But that is a very complex thing to actually do well. And so they've released this robot named TARS that has very fine motor control, coordination. It has force feedback, vision. It has incredible sensors in the hands, and is able to do this stitching. So back to this question of is a robot that can do many things better than a robot that can do one thing? Well, the way you get to have a robot that's great at everything is by teaching it one thing at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how you get there.
Yeah,
so they've you almost knocked over our board with 4 legs. Yeah, so they are on their way to a robot that's going to be really, really great. Did you see the video of the robots in the hotel folding towels?
No, but I've seen the Figure do it, and I've seen the Neo do it. Like,
Yeah, so there's a video, you probably show it here, of two robots just folding towels endlessly in a hotel. A bin gets pushed in with unfolded towels, and the two robots just constantly put all the folded towels back in, push the bin out the door, a new bin comes in.
Amazing.
The robots, so the video was released and went crazy. The robots are actually totally teleoperated.
No.
By somebody 7,000 miles away.
Right.
Which, other side of the world, all night.
Yes.
So somebody is sitting there in I don't know, a suit or something, just folding imaginary towels as their job all night. It's crazy. But what I was wondering is, are they taking all of that movement data
Yes.
and folding it back into training?
The answer is yes. It has to be. There's no way. Why would you hire someone telecommuting from another country around the world, having to train them, having to learn everything, without kind of capturing the movement data and using it for training?
Yeah.
You know? So,
I wonder how much training goes into that. I wonder what the interview process is like. Thanks for joining us on Zoom today.
Yeah.
Fold this towel.
yeah. Exactly. Could you fold this towel?
Could you
for
fold this
us?
towel, please, sir?
Yeah. Now do it with just your.
They give different
pinkies.
sizes, face cloth. Yeah. Do it like a lobster would. Now China, so doing great in robotics. They have been also leading the way in terms of patent filing.
Okay.
I just got to find these numbers now. We jump around kind of a little bit
Yeah.
here, depending on how the conversation goes. So they've quickly emerged as the global leader in humanoid
Robotics, for sure
patents. So they're filing way more patents than the United States, Japan, or Europe.
Okay.
In Japan, in the last 5 years, Japan has filed 1,102 patents for humanoid robotics.
1,102.
The U.S. 1,561, so 41% more than Japan.
Okay.
China 7,705, almost 5 times what the U.S. filed
Okay.
in humanoid robotics.
Yep.
That's a mind-blowing number.
That is mind blowing.
And so they really are innovating like crazy on robotics.
Yeah, I am excited and welcome our robotic overlords to our new existence here in the world. I'm excited about robotics and I'm terrified at the same time. I think that I'm not sure if you saw the T800 release this was like Empire. I think they're called Empire. That could be wrong. Correction here if it's wrong, but I believe it's called Empire AI. Or Engine AI is the name of the company. They're in China again. The founder, so they had these like robots kicking through doors,
Did you
punching,
see?
and
Did I send you that?
Yes, I saw the video. Let's talk about that in a second. Okay. This first one, Engine AI, they raised $100 million or something like that. They built this. Honestly, they named it the T800 after the Terminator series. So, it looks like a battle robot, and the first video they released was almost too good. People didn't believe that it wasn't CGI. So the founder of the company put a giant
I did see
thing
this
on his chest
and
allowed the T800 to kick him, and literally the
guy goes flying.
Yeah. And
did you see the Walker? We talked about the Walker S2 robot as well, getting like hundreds of them out into the factories.
Yep.
Did you see they're now doing border patrols in China?
No.
So there's a really crazy video of hundreds of them being deployed. They're all standing in formation in a warehouse, moving like a military unit, and then getting loaded onto trucks. It's pretty crazy. You show the video while I talk about it.
Yes.
And then we can show the final one, which is the
So
guy
good.
doing the motion capture and as
With the
he's
G2, with the G2.
with the G2, and they kind of get turned around, and you can just see what happens.
Yeah.
Here.
So I'm not sure if anyone's ever done any mocap. Like slippage is a thing, right? Like plane slippage. So that basically means you have the orientation of the mocap suit, and then you have the orientation of the world, the 3D world, and they kind of have to be in sync. If they fall out of sync, some weird things happen. The weird thing that happened during this mocap session was visible here in this video.
Yeah. It's so
In the
crazy.
junk. Oh.
We'll have to send this to Adrian later.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, best video of 2025 by far.
Yeah, another piece of China. They are going to start receiving the H200 chips.
Okay.
So I think it was early 2022. There was an outright ban
Yeah.
on all
NVIDIA chips
to China.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. They haven't exactly reversed that, but they've kind of scaled it back. They've adapted it so that now these second best chips can go.
Right.
Which is good for. So China doesn't have the technology to create the chips. It's not just about having chips at scale or anything like that. They don't have the technology. I don't know if you've looked at the process for creating the chips and how they send light through this filter onto the wafer, and it etches in the pattern of the circuitry using light. It's crazy. It's a crazy process, and that's what they don't have. They don't have that capability to refine the patterns of light that small.
Right.
I think they can produce 7 nanometer chips, but not like 5.
Right.
Or smaller. 4 or 3.
Yep.
Smaller numbers than 5.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah. No problem. And so one of the things, and we did talk about this in another episode, is it's not just great that you can sell chips, but there's a lot of very smart engineers in China who are now going to be learning on NVIDIA's chips and CUDA and like how to use their processes to train.
Yep.
And it's only a matter of time till they come to the West,
For sure.
and start developing products here, because the more advanced versions of the chips that they've been using are here.
So you think that's the strategy? Like basically deploy secondary level chips or tier 2 chips so that the interest grows and they come to the West.
Well, I
to
think
develop
we
chips?
have competing restrictions here, right? At a government level, it's we don't want them to have the best, because it can be misused against us,
Right.
But from an NVIDIA standpoint, great sales,
right?
But also great opportunity for the workers to
for sure
to rise up.
And I think it's safe to say right now the most heavily deployed chips, potentially other than what we know about the TPUs from Google, would be the H100 from NVIDIA. I think it is the best or most deployed AI chip available right now. So and they're developing obviously new NVIDIA is crazy. Like they're developing new architectures faster than you could shake a stick at, I think. And I don't know how fast that is. I think that's the term. That's the terminology everyone uses. Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about the physical space for AI data centers.
Yep.
I was looking at the Colossus in Memphis.
Okay.
They have 200,000 NVIDIA H100 and H200 chips.
Yep.
200,000.
Yeah.
It's super big, but comparing it to, I was just looking at the size of them and one's coming up.
Data centers.
Microsoft is working with OpenAI on a project called Stargate.
Okay.
It's a $500 billion infrastructure project.
Okay.
They're targeting a 5 gigawatt supercomputer with potential to scale to 10 gigawatts. 5
Are they building
gigawatts.
the nuclear plant right next door?
Well, 5 gigawatts is roughly the power output of 5 nuclear reactors, or enough for 3 to 4 million homes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the scale we're talking about here. This is like
Then there's Meta's Hyperion.
mind blowing.
Meta is currently building a facility in Louisiana called Hyperion. It's described as being the physical footprint of Manhattan. This is a $600 billion infrastructure plan to train Llama 5 and 6 and beyond.
Wow.
That's big. Manhattan's big. For a data center.
Yeah. If you've ever walked down in Manhattan, you recognize, right, a data center is big like this.
They have roads and,
public transit.
Buses.
To get from end to end,
restaurants.
I wonder what kind of restaurants they'll have in that data center.
Just along the way.
You got to make it to the other side. Well, it's going to take a few hours.
Half an hour drive.
So, exactly.
You're going to stop and grab a...
Yep.
Whatever you
there's
eat in
electric.
Manhattan. The food there is electric.
Yeah.
That's awful.
That's awful.
You know what they have for dessert? Wafers.
Wafers for dessert.
So dumb.
So dumb. OpenAI's audio ambitions. So I read this article and I was fascinated that it sounds like the investment into audio-only AI is becoming very important at OpenAI. And the article, the writer of the article was saying that this audio-first personal device that's being built by Johnny Ive and team will not have a display. And it's partially the impetus behind the decision-making there is likely that Silicon Valley is like having a war against displays, primarily because they've determined that this dopamine reaction notification little red icon thing is really bad for kids, really bad for everyone. And so there's this desire to kind of solve that problem. And it sounds like OpenAI is going out of its way to develop products that will not be display driven. And one, they mentioned in this article like how the Ray-Ban glasses, for instance, as an example, it has 5 surround mics on it. And the theory here is that just devices in general are going to be doing much more real-time analysis and summarization of what's going on around us on the audio side of things, and then relaying back to us at the end of the day daily summaries, what meetings you were part of for effectiveness in leadership, all of these, what scenarios. You really don't need a lot of data to infer a lot of information. So for instance, your location data you don't need to enter it anymore, right? Because you're walking around with these devices and they have geopositioning. You can infer a lot from and audio or LLM models do this very well already. They can translate real world words into into responses. So you actually don't need a lot of camera data right now to get the information back from an LLM. And so they're investing heavily into the audio AI stuff. So I thought that was interesting.
I'm going to talk a bit about WPP, the large marketing firm. WPP is like a shell or umbrella corporation that owns a whole bunch of marketing, like large marketing firms, like Gray, AKQA, VML, Group M, which I think is now WPP Media, and Ogilvy. So like big, each one of those is
a
huge
firm.
Each one has like thousands of employees. And WPP is over top of all of them.
Okay.
And they are they released WPP Open Pro. So they launched WPP Open. I think it was in 2024. But basically using Gemini. And Gemini's long context windows for producing content for clients, briefs and copy and visuals, creative briefs. And they've done a bunch of training of their own models.
Okay.
I'm going to talk a lot more about this on Wednesday, but they're seeing 14 hours back each week for a team of 4, which is 90 days saved per year. on the team. That's 3 months.
crazy.
3 months of
3
the
months
year
of
is back.
time.
Yeah, 3 hours. It's taking 3 hours on creative and strategy development, reduced from 4 weeks. And a 33 times increase in content volume. The CEO and co-founder of Google DeepMind, Demis Hassabis. I can't remember. Sorry if you're watching.
If you're watching,
He said WPP Open is one of the best applications of Gemini that I've seen so far. That's the co-founder of DeepMind.
Wow.
So I'm going to talk a bit more about that on Wednesday and how this shifts bottlenecks. Doesn't necessarily get rid of them, but it kind of shifts them, both unintentionally and intentionally.
it's fascinating. We're having right now a little bit of I would call it a lively debate on our Instagram with a few users who, by the way, if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at Brain Media Consulting. And the conversation is kind of around the value of the slop that is AI work, AI creation, right? And I find it interesting, and this is a really good example of something that brings a lot of value, using the tools effectively and saving a ton of time.
Yeah.
I personally think, and I'm a creative person, I've released records, I've signed as an artist, so I know the value of the creative space. But I will say, and we said it last episode, the right tools in the right hands makes creative people more creative, not less creative.
Yeah.
So I think that's my stance right now. But please join that conversation because it's hilarious.
We love having it. Yeah, and do it. Like if you watch this up to this point, you gotta follow, give us a subscribe and
Yes.
a like, because definitely we've kept you this far.
Yeah.
We had really great growth too. So welcome to all the new subscribers. We had really great growth over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been fun. Which is crazy because it's the holiday season. Like who's watching little old us on the holidays? You know what I mean?
Founder of Google.
The founder of the Google DeepMind.
Do comment. We are not ashamed. We will boldly stand our ground on our point. And it is interesting that it's always an individual who's saying that these large companies are wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They have a pretty big team. They have a pretty big team that's working on these decisions.
For sure.
And they're not being rolled out lightly.
Yep. And I do wonder, like the equation I try to make in my mind is how much is an artist's time worth? If it's worth something to you for them to make things, how much time is it to them that they could save it, right? With AI.
Wow.
And I think that's a calculation a lot of people don't make.
You can send complaints to Joel at brainmediaconsulting.com.
And comments or questions, not just complaints. I will forward those directly to Dave.
Yes. Now, there is that one. Actually, there's two things that I want to talk about still. One is Quen's new model. It's called... Oh, did I not write it? I didn't write down the actual name of the model.
That's a fail, Dave.
I do. It's in my other document.
Okay.
Hold on.
Not a fail. Just a misplacement.
Hold on, let me go over there because I was going to do it in the other episode.
This time is technically a fail.
Yeah, but it's the magic of editing. You can just chop this bit out.
I removed this bit.
Okay. One other thing I want to talk about is Alibaba's Quen model that they released. It's called...
I'm going to leave that in.
Don't do it. I can't find it again. But we are going to put links in I think it's just called Quen Image Layered, actually. Okay. You can download it on Hugging Face. There's also demos. So Hugging Face is hosting a demo. When you use the... I'll get to how to use the demo in a second.
Cool.
But basically what it does is you put in your image. You say how many layers you want it to separate the image into, and it'll identify and cut out each layer and return it like a Photoshop file.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you actually what I did. I took one of our very popular thumbnails. AI is ruining pantomime. This guy. And now the first time I used it, I didn't specify the right number of layers. I only said 4. So it did this. It gave me him and the background. That was fine. It chopped out this. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
And then it gave me the heading.
sign.
And it also gave me, the Gemini watermark.
Handy.
So it separated that out into a layer. And then, so I thought, probably the settings here. And so I went in and I found where the layers were and I turned that up. So I found this guy, this robot AI, the wrong tool for the job. It gave me the background.
Wow.
Very, very well done.
Very impressive.
It gave me the robot.
Yep.
It gave me the heading.
AI wrong tool for job.
Yes.
No, for the job.
Yeah. Sheesh. I thought he had tape. And then the sparks as another one. And then the watermark.
Love that.
Yeah, so it's actually really, really good. It was pretty quick. You can host this on like a 16 gigabyte 4080 if you want.
Wow, okay.
But if you have a 24 gigabyte, it's going to be a lot faster.
Faster, right.
Like the 3090. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. You could build this into a business.
100%.
Add revenue on your landing page.
Split this image into layers.
Give me this image in layers. Yeah, you just run it on a. You don't need a ton of power.
In fact, visit our new business at Brain Media Consult PSD Maker.
Yeah, it actually you could definitely do that. You could definitely do that. Yeah.
Charge per splice, whatever. That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's
give
really
the
cool.
first one's free.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so I wanted to declare a winner in my IDE wars. If any of you watched the Cozy Cabin series of shows where we went away on a retreat, I was talking about IDEs, specifically Kiro, which is Amazon's tool. I was also analyzing Cursor and anti-gravity.
Yeah.
All right. Anti-gravity depends on who you talk to on that one. But in the end, drum roll please, the winner is anti-gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just cannot, I don't want to work without a browsing function that analyzes output, streamed visual output.
Yeah.
It is so good at analyzing itself and its own work. And the multi-agent mode is just unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Unbelievably good.
Keeping this as vague as I can, a few days ago, a friend of mine called me in a panic. His business partner locked him out of his website, was hijacking revenue and all sorts of stuff. He's like, I need you to, but he owns the domain names. He's like, I need you to clone me this site. And I'll just redirect the domain.
Yep.
So I said, I could do that. And so I actually fired up both Cursor and Anti-Gravity. So Cursor using Composer, Anti-Gravity using Claude.
Yep.
And got them both
That's cool.
working on it.
Yep.
Cursor tried to replicate the site exactly.
Yep.
So it got the copy correct. It didn't do anything else well. The layout was not close at all.
Yep.
We were moving from one sort of build it yourself kind of hosting platform to standalone HTML.
Yep.
It kept trying to reference hosted JavaScript and CSS files. And I was like, no, it's got to be standalone. It's like, I don't know, stop yelling at me. It didn't do great.
It got sad.
I put it into Anti-Gravity.
Yep.
And it didn't get it visually perfect.
Right.
But whatever it couldn't 100% get, it created a new version. So it didn't look exactly right.
Right.
But it gave me a working site with the original content very quickly.
Yeah.
I was pretty impressed. And then I ran out of tokens and couldn't figure out how to pay for more. That is the problem with anti-gravity. That's the problem with it.
They're making billions. How are people paying in such a complicated payment infrastructure?
So I went onto Claude, probably the one platform that I'm not paying for tokens.
Right.
And I signed up, and I said, I'll just sign up for a year and save my 18%.
Yep.
And so I did that. I used the same Gmail address and everything, and then it went back to Anti-Gravity, and it's like, no, I don't know who you are. Still no. I just cannot figure it out.
Wow.
And so,
I'm so sorry.
I know I could figure it out.
Yeah.
But Cursor just worked.
Yeah.
It just worked right away.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the frustrating thing. If Google would just make it easier for me to pay them,
Yeah.
I would be happy to do that.
Oh, they can make it easier for you to pay.
Oh,
but
it's just
the
it's a
tier
lot.
of payment is
Actually,
like way up there.
I did see one that it's like 180 a month.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
That's a lot of pennies.
It's a lot of pennies. It's a lot of pennies. In my opinion, worth it. But whatever. Yes. So winner is anti-gravity. Thank you, Google, for releasing an amazing tool. I love it, and until something else better comes out, I will use it. Claude Code LSP. Have you heard of it?
No.
It is a language server protocol. So we were just talking about IDEs. Claude Code is the tool, the coding tool that was released by Claude, which is their IDE. But until now, it didn't really use a type ahead like we have in Cursor or Anti-Gravity or Kiro. You know when you type in a function and you have a little bit of a type ahead and it basically tries to infer what you're going to do next or figure out predict what you're going to do, the predictive typing, that is LSP. And Claude Code has been doing a variation of it, but in a very limited fashion until recently. So like, a TypeScript, for instance, on Cursor, all of these libraries of functions are built into the LSP. And it allows you to much more quickly move through your code. It's an efficiency gain. And it was a surprise to me that this didn't exist until this past week in Claude Code. There was no LSP. So congratulations to Claude Code for catching up to everyone else who's already doing this.
Yeah. And I got one last thing, which is the new feature that I found in ChatGPT.
Yes.
So I had to check, is this the browser doing this or is this ChatGPT? So on the left where you have all of your chat history,
Yep.
You got new chat at the top, you got little folders of projects and then all your chats. And I was going to drag chats back up into the folders that they belong in. If you take one of those and drag it to the left, it'll split the pane so that you can have one chat on one side, another chat on the other with your chat history on the left. Yeah, so you could be running like deep research on one side while you're asking questions on the other. We should do a short about this. Producing code. Okay.
Yeah.
One producing code while the other ones you're asking questions.
Yeah.
I found it completely by accident. I was going to drag it up and it was like Split-Pane. And so I let it go. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
That is cool.
Is this Chrome doing this? Like who's
doing
power,
this?
By whose power
this?
can I do this?
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool feature. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you've got so much real estate on the screen.
For sure. And you, by the way, Dave just bought like a 72-inch wide screen.
It's not. It's 49. You have one too, right?
I have one too. There's like the wide curved Samsung
49-inch curved screen.
So good.
You can have, this now is a Samsung commercial, but you can have one. I have one laptop on one side, the other laptop on the other side, or you can have one laptop across the whole thing.
Yep.
And you can switch between them.
So I have mine set up so that I have my PC set up as one HDMI port in.
PC, yep.
Yeah, that's where I run my models, and then I have my Mac laptop in the other HDMI in with a little whatever they're called, the little Thunderbolt thing, and it works flawlessly.
Yeah.
It works flawlessly, and I love it.
Yeah,
and nothing to do with AI, but
all
amazing.
the desktop space back. I have a KVM to switch between them, and I show you? I have little sleeves on the wall, so
Yes,
they
for
just
your laptop?
slip into the sleeves on the wall. Plugged in.
Insert picture here.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have anything else.
Me neither. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe. You made it to the end. You probably want some more. Come back on Wednesday. We're going to talk more about WPP and satellites.
Yes, and V-JEPA.
Not satellites. V-JEPA.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.